Greetings viewers, JLB. After some various technical difficulties, I'm proud to announce that the next part of my coverage of the 1994 Summer CES is going to be up on YouTube, but separate into segments. Now this is going to be from Nintendo's summer briefing at Summer CES. Well, it's redundant to say summer briefing at Summer CES, but regardless, this is going to be part 1 of Nintendo's King of the Jungle presentation. But what better way for me to start this off than by possibly giving you perspective. Now, imagine that you are a reporter, not a news reporter, but a video game journalist for a video game magazine. And picture yourself at Nintendo's booth for their presentation. With that mindset in mind, welcome ladies and gentlemen of the press to Nintendo's 1994 Summer CES briefing. Today we hope to show you some of the best products we have in development for our platforms. The NES, Game Boy, and SNES will all get a special chance to shine on the screen and here at the show after the briefing. We hope you will agree with us after we show you all of our upcoming software, a new ad campaign, and a new piece of hardware when we say that Nintendo will remain King of the Jungle. Now let's start with the Game Boy. As you know, Nintendo has sold 17 million Game Boys all over the world to plenty of gamers. We've had competition in the form of the Sega Game Gear, Turbo Express, and Atari Lynx, all of which were technically superior to the Game Boy, but they were all dominated because, at the end of the day, fun wins over technology. And now we have something new to show you. I'm certain many of you have a Game Boy with you whenever you head out to work, but have you ever wondered what your favorite Game Boy would look like on screen, on a television? Well, we have an answer for you. As we begin this video presentation, we hope you'll be as excited as we are about the announcements to be made here. And we'll start with the hardware we mentioned, which will answer the question I just gave you. Within the coming months, gamers everywhere will be able to play their favorite Game Boy games on the television with this new add-on for the Super Nintendo. We call it Super Game Boy. Have a look. And flashback to me here at the studio and reacting to this.
Check it out. Game Boy classics on TV
And I really wish I had a Super Game Boy so I could play my Game Boy games on my Super Nintendo just from looking at this footage.
With the power of Super Game Boy, players can work their own magic, turning any Game Boy game into a whole
Creating their own borders.
experience. Players will be jamming to the big screen action. They'll choose their own colors and design their own borders. Plus, Super Game Boy gives you stereo sound. So
Stereo sound?
it's time to jungle boogie. Nintendo is turning up the volume with $8 million in Super Game Boy advertising. Why, it's a massive marketing monsoon that's already begun and will be picking up power now through Christmas, raining Super Game Boy sorcery on kids, teens, and families. Check out the magic in this Super Game Boy TV ad. It's coming. New Super Game Boy from Nintendo. Play your Game Boy games on TV in living color. Combinations you choose, control, and change. All 350 Game Boy games. Like
350 at that point. And it's starting with Donkey Kong. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
It's a whole new way to play.
Love Donkey Kong.
With an installed base of 17 million for Game Boy and 15 million for Super NES, with 7 million players owning both.
7 million people in 1994 had both the Game Boy and Super Nintendo. My family wasn't among them.
Just the beginning. Super Game
But we did have a Super Nintendo, which I have down here with me.
Developers are already going coconuts with creativity, designing new games with Super Game Boy magic in mind. 35 spell-weaving licenses
Ah, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. 23 games specifically for Super Game Boy, and I could see Mighty Morphin Power Rangers among them. And I happen to have that game. Not as good as the Super Nintendo version, but still. DK! Ooga Ooga Donkey Kong! Ooga Ooga! I apologize to those who hate the DK rap from Donkey Kong 64. Well, that's a new death animation I've seen for Mario. I played this game, I believe. Yeah, I have. I have it for my Game Boy Advance. Ah, showing it on the cover of the next edition of Nintendo Power. $2 million to advertise this game. It's also called Donkey Kong 94, just to differentiate. That's him. That's the guy who broke me apart.
Donkey Kong has brought the fever back, and Super Game Boy hasn't. In fact, just the first of a whole new generation of Jungle Juice games designed for Super Game Boy. These new games, plus more than 350 existing Game Boy titles, will bring millions of players to the Super NES system. It's new.
So that'll bring the total of Game Boy games at that point to 273.
Crossover wizard who promises to keep Nintendo and you at the top of the video game food chain.
Oh, trust me when I say, Nintendo was on top of the handheld video game food chain back in the day. Wish they still were, even though they discontinued the 3DS. Still love it, by the way. But anyway, that should wrap up part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 coming up soon. And until then, happy gaming.